The ongoing situation in Kiev, Ukraine. Kiev, obviously being the capital city of Ukraine, has left many citizens in Kiev not sure of where to go. Some people have fled to countries like Poland. Some people have decided to stay. One of the people that have decided to stay is joining me today. Joining me now is Sviatoslav Yurash. He is the youngest member of the Ukrainian parliament, and he is also the former spokesperson for the president of Ukraine. Thank you very much for joining me. So I've seen you give a couple of interviews to various other news stations as well throughout this conflict, but perhaps I just want to know, first of all, what your situation is right now, and whether or not you have any tools on you that you could use to defend yourself.
On the first day, when everything started, all the members of parliament who had desire to could get the weapons to try and defend themselves and the country. I obviously did, and basically in the days after that, not being a soldier, I tried to get a bit of training, a bit of professional advice. I have members of my parliamentary team who have been involved in the war that is going on for the last 8 years in Ukraine on the Eastern Front line, and trying to get some lessons from them on the basic realities of having a gun, using a gun, maintaining a gun, and firing a gun. So the point is, as far as personal involvement in the fighting, that I am doing and will do, because the point is that right now in Kiev, every citizen is a member of the defense forces, and everybody who wants to can get the means to become members of the defense forces. And again, the city is basically had plenty of Russian incursions, Russian columns coming in, Russian saboteurs and reconnaissance groups trying to make their way into the city. They were all repulsed, pushed back, destroyed. And the point is right now that city is fighting to keep the supply lines open to the west of the town, to the south of the town, to prepare its defenses for that 40-kilometer column that everybody's talking about.
In terms of your, personal experience, I mean, I've spoken to another member of the Ukrainian parliament just a couple of days ago, and I've seen other Ukrainian members of parliament give interviews as well, where they say that they haven't had very much experience using the weapons that they've now been given. What's your personal experience level using this?
I was involved in I was in the revolution of 2014. I was during the war a journalist like yourself in Donetsk, but I did not partake in the fighting. I worked with the Ukrainian Security Service and Ministry of Defense in various different roles throughout the years, but did not involve fighting directly. So I have to learn the lessons of battle right now. Learning on the job, as they say. But the point of the matter is that you learn pretty fast when you have to fight for your life.
In terms of you decided to stay, and most members of parliament decided to stay in their cities in Ukraine, was that more of something that you had to do, or was it something that you just felt was kind of your patriotic duty and you had to do it?
We are facing a full-scale invasion of every single side of the Ukrainian-Russian border, as well as the border with Belarus, and incursions in the south of Ukraine through the Black Sea, Russian Marines landing there and push from Crimea. The point is, it's a battle for everyone. So everyone has to get involved. And for members of parliament especially, it's very important to show that the leadership of the country is standing with the people in resisting Russian aggression. So the point is, it's not just patriotic duty, it's something I feel very deeply. My great-grandfather survived through Stalingrad and went on to liberate Europe. The point is that he survived much worse than whatever I'm experiencing right now. And my great-grandmother survived Holodomor, genocide by hunger, conducted by Stalin in the 30s in Soviet Ukraine. The point here is that, again, my ancestors fought for this chance to have a nation. I will fight for a chance to keep it.
I want to ask you about, obviously, numerous countries. There's many countries who are a part of NATO, for example, who have came to the defense of Ukraine, whether that's just, offering their support kind of verbally, or whether they've actually, taken action to actually provide physical help. There seems to be, and I read a headline in a news article based out of where I'm from, that said that Belarus was potentially joining with Russia on this invasion. Is that true?
Belarus already is a staging ground for attacks on Ukraine. As far as them joining in, I saw different reports, different nature, but whether they have partaken in the fighting already or not. But the point here is that Belarus already effectively is a combatant because, again, its territory is used right now for invasion of Ukraine. And again, it's not the nation of Belarus, it's Lukashenko who pretends to be a president after being as fraudulently elected as humanly possible in latest election in Belarus.
And just as one final question, perhaps I'll just ask you more about, your personal situation. I think a lot of people are watching this from, obviously, some people will be watching this from outside of Ukraine, where, they don't have to worry about the threat of, another country trying to invade their own. In terms of, I see you're indoors right now. I see you're in your house or in an apartment or wherever you might be. In terms of, when do you actually have to go out and, be out on the streets, and just speak again a little bit more about, your personal situation?
I personally am trying, because my usefulness as a soldier is limited as I'm just learning the skills. But as far as getting different things to different people who need them desperately, that I can do very effectively. And that's why I was basically rushing from the front line to the front line, bringing weapons, ammunition, food, medicine to try and, again, be of use in the battle around Kiev in more ways than just my meager soldierly skills. As far as my situation is concerned, today we'll have a session of parliament to vote on this and then the other. I still don't know the location, still don't know the details, but preparing for that as well. And as far as my situation in general, I'm in the central part of Kiev, and as far as getting that ready for the battle, it's quite a hefty job. And I've been getting plenty of sandbags and vests and helmets and other things to, again, keep the readiness high for whatever may happen.
Okay, that is Sviatoslav Yurash. Thank you so much for joining me. And obviously, people around the world are thinking of the people in Ukraine and in Kyiv right now. So thank you again for joining me.
Thank you for caring. It's very important to us. The world is watching and the world is joining in one way or the other, with the prayer or with the munitions, or even individually. People from Canada and other places are coming to Ukraine to actually battle against the Russians in Ukrainian foreign legion. So thank you very much.